Hey, welcome back to CRS in 3 minutes or less. We're just going to jump right in with maybe the most interesting thing I saw this week, which is Mr. Odell's World History class, mummifying chickens. Got a few shots of the sophomores here, wrapping them up. A few people realized just how venerated the chicken was in Egyptian culture, and they're doing it some justice here. That's a cool project, and while I'd normally warn you about staying away from Mrs. Peasley's cooking after a science experiment, it's worth noting that you might want to avoid Mr. Odell's fried chicken, and especially if he offers you jerky anytime in the near future. Also pretty cool and incorporating food are these flour sack babies from the junior high facts classes. Come in all shapes and sizes, sometimes with limbs, sometimes without heads. But regardless of how you dress it up, I think the goal of the project is just to make sure you don't return the baby looking like this. While we're on the subject of looks, these pictures have come out of Mrs. Peasley's class. These are drawings of how the kids think that scientists look. You got the typical mad scientists in all shapes and sizes. One kid just wrote down Bill Nye, no picture. I think that's a bold move, and while he does describe the scientist, I don't know how good his grade's going to be. And speaking of grades, mid-quarter is this Friday, the 14th, so you should be seeing some reports coming up on that. While I'm talking about the world of academics, don't want to leave out physical education. Got some shots here of fitness testing, which I hope takes some of you parents back to the good old days of physical education when it was just the coaches doing this to us all the time, and things like the rope climb. Back in an era before we thought it was a good idea to climb 30 feet in the air with a third grader as a spotter and a 1-inch mat. Although it is nice to see all that hard work and PE paying off, like Kenna Brandis showing off for the Marine recruiter here, although I'm not sure if he counted that one. And all that talk about fitness and playing for keeps takes us to the sports update. Great shot of the crowd control there at a volleyball game last week. Junior high football started off the season with a tie, and JV took a tough one last week, as did the varsity. We get some nice shots here. It was a soggy night, and this video kind of sums it up. Volleyball kind of had some struggles this last week as well, but there's definitely a lot of talent out there, and I'd encourage you to come out and watch them or any of those other teams play. There's a lot of bright spots. Well, I agree with the Macho Man. I don't want to leave out the other sports like cross country. They actually got rained out of a race. I didn't even think that was possible, but it did leave some space for junior high volleyball, which hosted a tournament. And, win, lose, or draw, they're giving great effort. While we're on the topic of effort and memories, don't want to leave out the yearbook. They've got a great new way to get in touch with them and submit photos. They got top experts who will review those things and try to get them into the yearbook for you. So help out. And you can do so by just attending some of these events. Cross country's got 3 races this week. JV and varsity volleyball at home versus Archie. Football games at Holden this week. So get in there and, be the best fan you can be. And that's it. I don't know. I can't top that. That's all we got.